Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Belfast 89 FM. This is the Fundy Sunday Club. I'm Nigel Blair. The first hour, well, it was just you and me, poetic magic, and wonderful music. Well, much the same this hour. However, the first of our guests have arrived into the studio. Three young men, yes, and they were here 2.5 years ago, where they promoted their album. There's a new album out, and they're like hen's teeth, I can tell you. And very kindly, they give us two for competition. So listen well to their interview, and you could be one of two people who are lucky enough to win. I must give you the details. The contact us, it's quite easy. You can text on 07486 893 247. You can telephone 02890 23 89 89, or you can email studio@belfast89.com. Well, it's time, I think, we heard from Ragbone.
Feels like it might go on
Well, that was the title track of the new album, Ragbone, Sunday Night. Three guys making a wonderful sound, and that, of course, is Lynn McMullen on percussion, or drums as he prefers to call it. Ali McKenzie, and we're one of the, what do you call it?
Or the big stick.
The big stick, yes.
The
He's an
important
organ
instrument.
with the rhythm section, yes, bass player. And, of course, the singer-songwriter. And doctor, may I add. He can be called, in his job during the day, Mr. or Doctor, whichever you prefer. But it's the first time I've ever played where I can say, if anything goes wrong, is there a doctor in the house? Because there is one. Now, we're going to go over straight away to Ian Walsh, who is being just Ian for the day when it's music. And he's going to tell us how this new album came about.
Hi Nigel, listen, thanks for having us on. Much appreciated as always. Yeah, I mean, we've been playing together now a few years. We're very grateful for you to have us on the last time. Yeah, it's 2.5 years ago, I believe. Can't believe how time has flown. So we had already started work on some original songs at that stage, because our last EP was just our interpretation of covers. So we'd been jamming and working in the studio a bit, and we'd started getting some songs together, and then the pestilence hit and everything went into lockdown, but we kept working and we started sending files back and forth to each other, and then there was breaks in the pestilence and we were able to get back into the studio. So over the course of that time, and shortly thereafter, we managed to pull the album together and get it recorded at Earth Music Studios with Vic Bronzini Fulton. So we're really pleased with it, you know. It's representative of what we sound like, in addition to some of the covers that we interpret.
And the title, Sunday Night?
Sunday Night, yeah, because it went through a few iterations. We were originally going to call it Mama's Kitchen, because one of the tracks off the album was one of our seminal tracks as well. But we decided it felt more like a Sunday night type album, so we went for that one.
Very good. And how did you come to get these two guys around you? Lynn?
Me? How did we get there? Well, funny one. I'd known Ian for quite a few years.
Yeah.
First met him when I'd worked in Queen's and he was at Queen's. And we just kept in touch, and then we met on the gig circuit. And then I had been playing with Ali on and off in various bands and session work and things like that. And we just I think it came up a charity gig. Would that be right, Ian?
Yeah, it was the Renal Arts Group.
Renal Arts Group, and it came about like that. And we just stuck at it and started working together.
And you all have worked in the NHS factory, all from different areas. And it's great to have people like you in the studio. Once we get a chance to thank people who did get us through the pandemic and listen to their music at the same time. Absolutely wonderful. Now, Ali, he's a great bass guitarist, but before I speak to Ali, I have to tell you that these three people are amongst the best in the country. And Lynn is well known in the music field. And so is Ali, as playing with some of the top bands in the country. However, Lynn started out in music by learning how to play drums on Sam Davison's Mother City.
That's very true. And I used to be covered in dust when I'm at home, because I used to beat the city.
So he is responsible.
I didn't even have a pair of drumsticks with two bits of conduit, the same length as the drumstick. So they were white conduit.
That's how Dave Grove started, you know. He
right?
bait pillows. Yeah,
well, that's
you're better than Dave Grove.
Well, he is exceptional in his field of music, as is Ali. And Ali, something I've always wanted to ask bass players: what drove you to play bass?
It's the usual sad story. I wanted to be a drummer, but there was already a drummer in my first band, and nobody wanted to be the bass player. So me, like an agent, went, "I'll do it," you know. So, and I've looked back ever since, you know, kind of way. But then, Yeah, that's really it. But then after a while, you sort of develop the skills. And you get to work with good drummers like Lennon, very solid people to play with, and you get to see the reason of why the bass is an important element in the live music and the recorded stuff as well.
Yeah, when I say you've worked with the best, I really mean that, because I've seen both of you with the Taste Band. Yeah,
That's a good gig. It's good fun.
absolutely
Yeah.
wonderful. And I've seen you on many different occasions, on many different bands, all of you. And I even seen Ian doing a support act for another doctor, Dr. Joe.
Yeah, Joe. Yeah,
Yeah.
remember that gig?
I seen him at the Black Box.
That's right.
So what we're going to do now is, I've asked the boys what would they like me to choose for them, and they said number 5, please. Can somebody give me a reason why number 5?
I'll bounce that one over to Ali, because
Okay.
the initial idea for the song came from Ali,
Yep.
because he has a thing about phones.
Aye.
Those are Pez bills.
I hate them. Apart from paying the bill, but they're not in today's world. Everybody texts everybody, you know, and I call it the emotion-free zone, because talking to you now, because we're eye contact, we can say certain things and you get away with, you know. But if you text something, you have to be very careful, you know. And it happened to me one time. I texted a close friend of mine, a drummer, David Kennedy, from old Bruce Turkey days, and he picked it up wrong, and I had to ring him and explain what I meant by the text, you know. So that's what the song's about, actually.
But it's very representative of how we write, because we co-write all of our songs,
Yes.
and somebody will come up with one idea. It might be a chord sequence, it might be a phrase. I mean, we have a song called Just to Annoy You. It came from a phrase that Ali said, you know, I'm going to lose my mind just to annoy you. And a song came out of that. So the Lost a Friend came from just that, and a bit of a chord sequence from Ali, and we just built on it together and layered it up and did that in the studio and recorded it. So it's a good example of what we do and how we do it.
Well, pin your ears back, sit back in the chair, relax. Have you a cup of coffee or tea handy? Now's the time to drink it and listen.
All these words and no sound coming, no sense fading. You're off and running.
Once again, the wonderful sounds of Ragbone. Well, once I asked Lynn how would he describe his music, and he said at that time it was wild Irish rock with some blues thrown in and a little taste of magic. Is it still the same?
Well, yes and no. It's a bit of a different genre in music, but it's there's blues in it, there's rock in it. Yeah, it's still up there, I would say.
I think one of the keys to it would be the way it was recorded.
Yeah,
So it was kind of recorded basically live,
Yeah.
which captured whatever direction we were going in.
Yeah.
It sort of landed that way, you know. There's a bit of a variation there, you know.
yeah.
Recorded live, there's no room for mistakes.
Well, on some occasions I had to really lay down the drum track first, with Ali doing bass, and then it would be Laird slightly after that. You know, so I had to get it right. Where the guy, you know, if you didn't have the drum track to work on, the foundation, back to the drum board, you had to do it again. You know, but it was an interesting way we recorded the album. But I liked it. I think it's a way to do it. So do
I
I.
think we described it as being quite organic the way we did it, you know,
Yeah.
because we captured the live. I mean, the mainstay of all of the songs of our original work on the album, as Ali says, they were basically live performances, and there was a little bit of overdubbing afterwards, you know, just for parts, because there's only 3 of us, so we couldn't represent all the parts on the album at one go. But it's essentially a first take on the basic tracks.
Yeah.
Well, it's good enough for me and it's good enough for our listeners. And in fact, as I said, I have 2 of these albums which I'm going to give away today for the answer of a simple question. The album is Ragbone, and they'll be like Ragbone Sunday Night, and they will be like hen's teeth, you know, nearly impossible to get them. How does anybody go and get one?
Well, they're available. You can contact the band directly through something like via Facebook or whatever, but they'll also be available for streaming through the usual
digital
platforms, Amazon
platforms, yeah.
Music, Spotify, iTunes, all the usual. So that's just, they're coming through this week as well.
Excellent.
And
Remember,
if you come to our gigs, you'll be able to get
what is the
CDs
next
then.
gig?
In process, we're under negotiation at the minute. We're going to have a launch in the next month or 2, and we're trying to get some live gigs up and running in the next few weeks, hopefully.
And you're going to let me know all about that. And
Let you know all about it.
I
You
can
get
tell
the
our
word out to
listeners.
the guys. Yep.
Well, as I say, the band is Ragbone. You can contact them through Facebook if you want a CD, or you can go on those digital platforms. All music is available to nowadays. The name of the album is Sunday Night. Now, firstly, I'm going to thank the boys for coming along today, and as always, they're good, happy chappies. Keep the sound going. No hesitation in anything they say, and they produce great music. So when they are leaving, I'm going to play something which will probably annoy you very much, but listen to it. You'll see it's one of the tracks from their album. In fact, it's number 12 on the album. Now I must give you that question. You would think it would possibly be on music or something from the medical field. Well, it's not. It's going to be nothing at all like that. It's a bit humorous. And because the band is called Ragbone, I've decided to pick on 2 characters. And they're rag and bone men. One was father, and the other one was son. What was the son called? Famous TV program? The Rag and Bone Team? All you have to do is to give me the name of the program and the name of the son. And you can do that by emailing me at belfast89fm.com, or you can text me on 07486 893 247. Here we go. Time to get annoyed. I like the hesitation in the drums there, boys. Once again, thank you very much for coming along today. And people who are listening in who would like the copy of the album, I have two here, which I'm going to give away today. And all you have to do is tell me there was a famous Ragbone couple on comedy television, from the 70s right through. You have to give me the name of the television programme and the name of the son. You do that and you'll be put into the draw, and before the show's over today, you will get that.